So can I get some confirmation once again if my screen is visible and my voice is audible? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So let's get started with the next part, which is the analytics for creator. So this is also a part of the creator solution through which you will be able to perform a lot of actions on how you can compile a huge information that you have with you and how you can interact with other resources that you have in another application, or even it can be from directly from a local sheet or any other data source that you have in with you. Right now let's enter into the first part, where can you find this particular BI and analytics solution. So when you are trying to create a new solution inside your platform, you will be provided with this particular option where you can choose between application, BI analytics, and the integration flow. And here what I'll do, I will be able to choose the BI analytics, wherein that would be helpful for me to perform these actions, like how I can compile information, get information from another source, and so on. Right. So what is this BI analytics in created about? So you will be able to combine data from different sources to create an interactive dashboards, and you will be able to create different types of charts, widgets, pivot tables, and even dashboard. So not only just creating these analytics, but also you will be able to provide access to end users to have access to the dashboard or the reports that you have created. Right. So we will talk in detail about how we can provide access and how this is visualized inside your application. So talking about the benefits of the Zoho Analytics. So this is a centralized data collection where you can store information from different resources, and you will be able to get an analysis out of it. And then the data visualization. So you will be able to create multiple charts, reports, and even dashboards as well. And efficient collaboration. So once you build a dashboard or once you build a page, you will be able to add users who are part or who will be responsible, or someone who needs to have access to the uh, report components or any other feature that you have created using the analytics. And then the scalable architecture. So you will be able to add an n number of information, and it is scalable and can be easily embedded. So once you build a dashboard or a report, you will be able to easily embed that specific component into your any page or website that you're creating, or even a dashboard inside creator. So as an iframe, you will be able to attach this as well. Right. Now talking about the process involved inside the analytics, so how you can create your own analytics workspace for you to get the analysis on the data that you have in with you. Right. Now talking about the process that is involved, so starting with the data integration. So you will be able to collect the information, post which you will have to prep the data. So if you have any hidden form, hidden column that you have, or if you wish to refine the data that you are collecting, so that has to be done through the data preparation part. And then the data analysis, so how you can create multiple charts, reports, and dashboards as well. And then the collaboration part, so adding users, admin to the particular workspace that you're creating. Right. So these are the process involved. So now starting with the first part, import from application and import from sources. So these are the two ways of how you can collect the data from the application, or you can collect the information from import informations from an external source as well. So first, going ahead with the integration data process. So when you are trying to import some information from a data source or from an application or anywhere, you will have to create the workspace. So in which location you're trying to create this specific for which data you're trying to create this particular analytics for, and then you will have to create a separate workspace for it. And then you will have to choose the application, from which application you're trying to fetch the information from. Is it creator or any other services that you already have an account with? And then you'll have to choose the forms and fields. So in an application, you would obviously have multiple modules in it and multiple fields as well, right? You will have to specify in number of fields that would be required. So you might eliminate few of the fields that is not necessary for you to perform an analysis. So while the import interface is happening, the data is getting integrated, you can perform this data refining process that is available. And then you can set the frequency in which the data sync to happen. So this is because when you are performing this action for the first time, the data will be added into the workspace, right? But whenever a new information is added into that application, the um, application that you're connecting with to get the information from, it has to happen uh, on a real time, right? So in that particular scenario, what we can do here in the BI analytics is that you can set a certain frequency based on which you will be able to have the data sync happening between the two different services that you have here. And once it is completed, once you have set up all these different processes, you will be able to create your own table as well, right? Now, talking about the data integration. So apart from just importing it from an application, I can import it from a source as well, wherein I'll have to choose, is it directly from a field or I mean a file that I have, or is it from a cloud storage, or is it from local storage that I have, or any other applications that you might wish to connect with, right? And then the data preparation. So when you are trying to connect with these different data sources, you will have to add the different rows and columns, add the formulas, connect the tables using relationships. So if you have a relationship which has been managed into your application, and if you wish to have it synced with this particular data preparation that is happening, it can be done. And then you can also create query tables. And then talking about the visual analysis, here comes the part where I was stressing on the charts, tables, and dashboard. Apart from these three options, we also have something called as the ZIA. Using the ZIA, you will be able to capture the information. So without you skimming through the information that you need to get, you can just ask ZIA, and ZIA will provide you the information related to your query. So this is a Zoho's artificial intelligence, which is working at the back end for you to provide the analysis or the question that you're raising to ZIA as well. So we will have a separate demonstration on how it is possible. Next, as I mentioned, we'll be able to create multiple charts and reports. Here we have some of the charts that can be created. It can be a pie chart, ring chart, bar chart, butterfly chart, and a lot of charts can be created. Apart from this, we can also create widgets as well, right? Now, talking about collaboration. So the next part and the next step, once you have successfully created your workspace. So here we have the option to click on to share. So it can be a dashboard or it can be a report. So you will be able to share this specific module or the component that you're creating inside your BI analytics. So you can directly share this view, or you can even embed this particular component, the report or dashboard that you have created. Onto the other part, you can also attach it as a URL or a permalink as well. So we will showcase you on how this embed option can be completed. And then ask ZIA. So this is ask ZIA option. So this is a sample screenshot that we have embedded here, wherein you can just directly ask ZIA like what you wish to get information from it, and then you can get the required data. Also, if you wish to have a normal communication between the ZIA, like just a normal statement that you wish to give to ZIA, and then it will give you the answers, right? So that is also possible. Now let's quickly get into the part of the analytics. So I hope I gave you a quite gist about what is BI analytics. Now let's get into the deeper understanding about how it can be created and what is the major scope of the analytics. So this is my creator account that I have. I am the admin, so I'll be able to create the solution for BI analytics. And what we need to do for creating a solution, just using this particular option that is available, I'll click on the solution, and we are provided with the three different kinds of solution that is present here. And what we need to do, I'll just need to click on to BI Analytics, and we have two different options. One is import from application, another import from sources as well. So let me first showcase you about import from sources. Here you can see we are provided with a list of application through which you will be able to import the data. So it can be from a local file that you have, a feed URL, a cloud storage, and even a database and data lakes. And we have a lot of options that would support you for the import data. And then we have the import from application. So when you click on to import from application, just it's getting loaded. Yeah. So since we already have it within creator, it has picked the creator application into it. So now I'll have to choose the application for which I'm trying to perform the data import here. I'll click on to this application that we were trying to create. And then next to that, we have something called as the forms. So for each application, we have multiple forms that are available. So I'll be choosing one of the forms here. So it can be a customer, technician, or a contact us, or any of the form that you wish to enter here. So I'll give customer information, technician info, product details, and order details as well. So this would be sufficient, and let me add the line item as well. So this would be sufficient for you to perform the action. But when you're trying to perform this import, please make sure that you have added all the fields as well, right? So once I click on to customers, we have fields, technician, and the product details, even the order details. At last, we have the line item as well. Right? Once it is completed, next to that, you can see how often. So this is the part where you can set the frequency on how this particular execution needs to happen. So how the data sync has to happen over here can be configured using the how often option here, wherein I can choose daily, hourly, and oh, excuse me. So I can just set it based on daily, hourly, and I can also just make it for one time. Only once it will be importing the information from the application. Right. So let us give a name. Right. And then you can click on to create. So before we perform this action, we'll have to make sure that we have the uh, right pricing plan for this particular BI analytics. So will we be able to create the BI analytics for your respective account? So creator has something called as billing. So under which I'll be able to view the BI analytics. So currently you can see I can create up to two more analytics for this. So let us create it. It is taking some time. Kindly give me a minute one while it load. Yeah. So now the import is completed. Once I give OK, it will give you the blank tables that is created out of the uh, uh, component that you try to import. So currently, when I enter into customer, it is not available. The data is not available. Right. It's getting loaded. Just a minute. Just trying to access it again. It's taking some time, but when I try to access this particular location, I will not be able to view the sheet that I have tried to import. Yeah, so now it is added here. Yeah, so you can see we do not have any entries that are available. So this is because we have not the sync between the creator application and the BI analytics is not happened yet, right? To check that, I can enter into the data sources. Once I click onto it, I can see the initial fetch is still in progress. The one we initiated right now is currently in progress right now, right? So I can check onto the progress. So once the progress is completed, once it shows me that it is completed, I'll be able to view the data that we have imported here, right? And the name of the application, other details is available. Next, we have the edit setup. So since it is currently in the fetch mode, it is not allowing us to perform the edit. However, let me walk you through other different options. So this is the explore area where you can create your own folder to create these different workspace within it. And then the dashboard. So if you have created any dashboard using the data that has been imported, you will be able to list them here. And similarly for the reports as well. If you're creating any reports, that will be visualized here. And next we have the data. So the data that is available inside your workspace will be added into this particular location. And then we have ask Zia. So this is what I mentioned. You can ask Zia whatever you wish to perform. So I can ask questions about the data, like what is the minimum required quantity and so on, right? So once the data sync is completed, we'll get back to Zia and try out few of the options. So let me check if the data sync is completed. Yeah, so we have the data sync completed. Now, before we enter into the data sync option, we can also edit the setup that we have already configured for this particular analytics. Like if I wish to add few more information, I can also change it, right? And then we have re-authenticate to re-authenticate with the correct creator, and audit history, like how what all actions has been done for this specific workspace that you created, and the sync history. So how many times the sync history has happened. So was it successful on the first day? It is successful. And now what we can do, we can check if the other coming days have been successfully imported into the workspace that you created or not. Okay. Now let me enter into few more settings option. So here's where you will be able to perform the overall setting of your account, the workspace that you have created, which consists of the workspace name, the workspace description, and also few other details related to your workspace settings as well, right? So I can change the fiscal year, the week settings, and I can also perform a lot of actions like changing the resources. You can identify the number of available resources, unused views, and the number of formats that are available into the workspace, like adding the phone number, adding the number field that is available. So how you wish to visualize it to the end user as well. And then the color palette. So whenever you are creating your table or whenever you're visualizing some information, if you wish to give more colors to your table, that is possible through these different color palettes. And the grid options to customize the table that is available here. And then the user management. So this is where you will be able to add new users here. So upon clicking on to new users, I can choose the role. Are they a admin or are they a normal user? I can choose between them and add them into the workspace as an admin as well, right? And then the manage groups. So usually what happens whenever you're sharing a particular workspace or sharing a particular data or report, it will be difficult for you to share it with individual users or individual admins that you have in your account, right? So in that specific scenario, what you can do, you can create a group for a specific support, or if it is related to a report or a monthly configuration or any other, it can be, you can create a report and you can add the respective member into the group, and then you will be able to share that report to that specific group that you have created as well, right? So that report will be shared to the entire members in that specific group that you created inside this particular scenario. And then share details. So this would give you the number of users and views that has gone throughout this workspace, and you will be able to analyze them. And the email schedule. So if you have any scheduled emails, that you can create over here. And then the variables which you can use across your formulas that you're using, into the columns that you have, any data that you're using, or even you can use it as a filter as well, right? And then the interesting feature inside your BI Analytics is that you can see we have something called as the slideshow. So usually what happens when you are preparing an analysis, it will take you an extra time and energy to perform or create a PowerPoint presentation, right? So here what we can do is that we can make use of the slideshow and create a presentation based on the reports, dashboards that you have created in this specific workspace as well. So we will showcase you a live demonstration on how it is possible, and then we have alerts and backup for the workspace as well. Now what I'll do, I can access the data that we have imported. As you can see, we have the email, phone number, address, and a lot of information that would be required for us to create the dashboard or report. So usually what happens whenever you are trying to create a report or dashboard, you will have to create it from scratch. So I'll just show you that. So currently we do not have any report. Now if I try to click on to report, it gives me few set of options. I can click on to any one of the report, choose order details, and here I'll have to map the data. So what I'll do, I'll give the customer name. Yeah, we have the first name here, and based on this I'm adding the order number, right? So once I click onto this, you can see we have the details. So based on the order number, we have it added. So in this location, if I wish to add the grand total as well, just getting the grand total. I guess it is not imported over here, but once you choose it, based on that you will be able to view that information as well. So let us create it. So now this is completed. I can change and convert it into multiple other different type of report, which will be very much apt for this data that I have in with me, right? So I can create a tree map, I can create a bubble map, and so on, right? So this is specific to the different type of report that you can create inside your workspace. But you can see I am adding my information on my own, like based on my preference and my requirement, I am just adding it here. Also you can get suggestion using the Zia option which is available. So it is showing me create a first name analysis, create an order number versus uh, order number across first name, order number across first name, and the order number across first name. Because what we have done here is that we have added the order number and first name. It is showing me few of the suggestions that can be, few of the reports that we can choose to create it for our use case as well, not just using a normal chart as well, right? Now what I'll do, I'll try to create a, just save this and just give okay. Now it is saved. Now whenever I try to enter into the report, we have the order number report which is being generated and created by us, right? Now for us to create a dashboard as well, we'll have to start adding the component into the dashboard and save it, right? So this would be the ideal process. But you want to save before closing? No, right? So but for you to have access to the particular configuration just as it is, we have something called as the automatically creating a report or dashboard. So for this we have a option. Yeah, right. So we have something called as the auto analysis of your report, which will automatically provide you an analysis. It will automatically create the multiple reports and charts that are available inside your data that you have here. So just open one of the configuration. Right. So before I showcase you that specific option, let me just take you to the Zia, which is available here. And here in Zia, you can see I can ask any preferred question of my own. Right. What is the minimum required quantity that we have here? So now what Zia will do, we have the minimum quantity is one. So which added user has the lowest price as well. So you can see we have the lowest price being added by our name, which is available. So if I wish to have more option to ask Zia, like clear, help, and get me insights, it'll give me the insights. So what I'll do, I'll just type get me insights. I'll just choose the report for it. Yeah. So I'll specify any one of the report and it will give me the insights about this particular data that we have in here. Right. So this is specific to the Zio option. So let me also try performing another action. Uh, Total number of order. So I'm just adding this and you can see the total order number. It has given me the total, which is 8,036. So this is another option that you can use as well. And we also have some settings using this Zia where I can embed, take a URL, and even manage the synonym as well. And we also have some help documents as well, which will be helpful for you, right? So apart from these options like creating it from scratch, as I mentioned, we can also import a new data as well. You can add a new information into the specific workspace that we have. You can create as a query table and even create multiple reports and charts here, right? So here, this is what I mentioned about creating an auto generated report. So I can just click on to auto general analysis and choose order details, and I'm clicking onto it and we have auto generated dashboards which are available. So currently we can see we have around four different suggestions for this specific dashboard that we have chosen. So we didn't perform much of the configuration. We just mentioned auto analysis my information that I have here, and it has automatically created multiple dashboards. So I'm just choosing the dashboard. On the other hand, the different component that is available in the dashboard will be visible inside a report. So you can see this is one of the type of report. There's also another type of report and so on, right? Now, when I enter into reports, you can see all the reports related to this particular dashboard and few other dashboards that were created are visible here. So if I wish to enter into any one, I'll be able to view this as well, right? So this is specific to one of the option that I mentioned. And here comes the part. Now if I wish to share this particular view, so we have a customer analysis dashboard which is available here. So let us share this view and you can see I can directly share this view as it is, or I can make this view public, or even I can edit the shared details as well. And even I can send this particular dashboard as email, as HTML layout in dashboard, as PDF and email schedules as well. And even I can embed this as well. So let me copy this. I can give the access without login, with login, and access within the organization. So let me just copy this as it is, and we can see the height and width settings. Now inside our application, we have something, the creator application, we have something called as the the page component, in which we have the embed option. So we have the dashboard here, and let me add the snippet, which is an embed component. I'm adding at the bottom, and once I give done, so the dashboard that we created inside your analytics is visualized here inside your creator app itself, right? So this is specific to the individual embedding option that we can use as well. Apart from this, you can also set out multiple themes. So if I would like to go for a darker theme or a light blue theme, so you can choose any different themes, or you can also choose the color gradient as well for your app dashboard or any other component that you're creating, right? And yeah, so at the last, if you wish to perform any settings related option, you can choose this settings option which is available and perform the changes as well, right? So let me save this, and while you're exploring it, you will be able to view these information as it is, right? So this is related to the dashboard that you can create. And if you have any doubts or question, please do let us know. And adding on to this, I was mentioning about the slideshow, right? So once I click onto the slideshow, I'll be able to create a new slideshow. I can choose the different reports that we have here. So I'll choose one of few of the reports, and I can use basic slideshow or advanced slideshow powered by Zoho Show as well. And once I click onto it, we are provided with the URL. So let me copy this and open it in a new tab. And here we have the show that is available. So I can make use of this particular link here to view the different dashboards that we have created, right? So these are the different page reports and dashboards that we created as well, right? Yeah. So if you have any questions related to this specific topic, do let us know. I'll be keeping myself on mute for a couple of seconds, and then we can move on to the next topic. Thank you. Yeah, before we move on to the next topic, can we get some confirmation on the same? Can we move on to the next topic? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Thank you so much. So I'll swap into the next topic. Thank you so much, everyone.